Leg and Greg Vegan Camp, the 1st of September 2017. This is a leftover pumpkin. There was a pumpkin growing here, but it was not growing very well, so everything was cut down with the weed. And we had some new, like young pumpkins. And one of the big projects of August has been powder post beetles eating the poles and the wood in the wooden structures here. We have tried everything like salt water mixed all salt mixed with vinegar, diesel mixed with like a chain dried one chemical, and every time it gets better, but I think the infestation like inside the wood is a very serious problem. So and now I'm trying to use some low cost, more ecological friendly, and so we can also be inside without dying. So I'm to cover up the wood, I use 3 cups of soybean oil, which is a oil that is like semi-dry oil compared to walnut oil and like the better oils, but I'm not getting walnut oil to paint the wooden structures here in Thailand. It's just too expensive. And 3 cups of soybean oil, 1 cup of vinegar, and a tablespoon of boric acid. And then I warm it up or cook it almost, and just to mix it up very well and just paint the woods. That will make the wood resistant to many things, but the infestation still stays. So what I do afterwards, every time I find a hole like this, a bug eating the wood, I use a glue, homemade glue, vinegar, 3 to 4 cups of vinegar to 1 cup of starch, and I also mix 1 tablespoon of boric acid, and then I shut off the holes. These are exit holes for the adult beetles, but when they're open here, the new flies will go in and reinfestate the wood. So it's just about sealing off the wood. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but I'm just trying to do whatever I can here. I like the no-till permaculture style of just cutting the grass and not burning it, and just making it a mulch, a ground cover. This is cassava. Normally these cassava are planted for the factory where they turn into starch, but here they're grown for their roots, the cassava roots. I think this is the avocado tree. A brave pumpkin survivor. Ripen! Come on, ripen! Here we have a micro swale. The swale is here with some mulch. Pumpkin growing out here. Planted some pumpkin. Also a small area with pumpkin. The neighbors are harvesting the longan. The durian tree is not doing very well. Struggling. I think the top died, but the plant survived. Oh no, I think this plant was cut by accident. Anybody knows if you can rebury this and then it can grow? I don't know. These twin jackfruits are having a party here. A squash thing. You eat it when it's young. Here's a older one, bigger one. Probably regarded as too old to eat. The compost pile. And because there's no new compost pile, I'm experimenting with just making a swale and then just have some food waste there mixed in. The biggest problem is that there are chicken here, and chicken will eat all the compost or eat the seeds, and that's not so good. The ants also, so it's yeah, chickens, ants, different insects. It's sometimes it's difficult to grow anything. Fruit trees like jackfruit trees here grow very easily, and banana palms are also very easy to grow. Here's an example of making some nice mulch here, but then you can see scratches of chicken. So they have just removed all this mulch to get into this area where the seeds from the wheat are. And that's maybe a good thing that they eat the seeds of the wheat, but then they just leave the bare soil. They should just cover it up again. So I'm not sure how I should explain to the chicken that they should cover up the soil again. Maybe we need somebody that can speak chicken language. It's the new challenge for September. Learn chicken language to make the chicken cover up the soil after they remove the mulch. This mulch area with the 25 jackfruit trees is being devoured by this some kind of squash. I hope it's a squash. I hope it will give some nice fruit. This is the old compost area, so you can see that there is a squash growing there quite nicely. It's will grow up the fence up there. It's very nice to grow things in the old area where you had your compost. We just need to cover it up with something like a mulch. That's very good. Because of these poles, they will not last forever. What I'm hoping is that some of these trees, like these jackfruit trees, will grow up and they will be able to support a fence. But we probably will need more different types of plants to make a living fence instead of this dead wood that will be eaten by termites or other insects. Twin jackfruits here. Pineapples and nice banana palms. They really enjoy the water from the shower area. I think this is the most productive banana palm for like getting a lot of new palms. So this is the main palm, and we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 palms already growing, and there are probably new ones on the way. When we shower, the water will go down there and outside to the banana palm. Family dog tends to like it here. I don't know why. He's always welcome to stay, like in Great Vegan Camp. Currently you can get really sweet coconuts, young coconuts. The water is so sweet and the meat of the coconut is so nice to eat. After the last storm, this structure collapsed. This passion fruit structure collapsed, so we needed to raise it up again with all these bamboo. And a lot of these passion fruit survived, fortunately. If we want to rebuild it, or if we want to just harvest these passion fruits and then think of a new way. The storms here are so incredibly strong that it will be very hard to have a wooden structure that is so tall and so much weight on it without it collapsing, especially on old wood that will be eaten by insects. After the last storm, the fence also collapsed. Just raise it temporarily with bamboo. We keep out the most of the chicken. Odikop like came back from the mountain from her mushroom hunt. Green peppers, wow, amazing. I love it. Some new date palms here. We already planted about 30 palms in the nearby land. These are some flowers, more date palms coming up here also. They have not surfaced yet, so More flowers. And we actually traded some of the date palms with durian trees. This area is also very nice. We have flowers and we have a tomato growing. This is one tomato plant and it's everywhere. It just grows everywhere. So nice. I think that the flowers, the mix of the flowers and the tomato plant here is a very good mix, because I think maybe the smell of some of these flowers keeps the bugs away. When the bugs are kept away, then the tomatoes can grow without any predators getting to them. So that's, or predators like plant eaters. They will eat the nice tomatoes that I should eat. So this is nice to see. So my opinion about tomatoes, so my opinion about flowers has changed quite a bit, because I think it's a good way to have flowers all the time to keep the insects. And I also think that there's a symbiosis between flowers and other plants, so they can grow better together and maybe keep away some unwanted things or pests. So it makes a more diversified biology in the area and probably in the soil. The fact is that there's so much underground going on that we just see the surface here, that of the plants, but the roots and the communication between the roots and the communication between the flowers and the plants, other plants, is just amazing. Former mulch area, pumpkin, winter squash, pumpkin, squash things, and already growing papaya.